update on the trade idea I had posted earlier. As you guys saw, we got stopped out of the trade, but the trade did go where we were expecting it to, which was higher prices. This was just a manipulation lower here, and we manipulated inside of this breaker block here. So we had a low, a high, a lower low, and then price traded higher, breaking this high, making this a breaker, and then we traded into it inside of the 50%. We traded a little bit past the 50%, but then had the fast expansion higher at the 5:15 a.m. candle. And then obviously this is where I was targeting price. As you guys can see, at the 9:30 open, price came down quickly inside of this breaker block to manipulate anyone who was in this trade. Took a sell side liquidity from anyone from 5:45 a.m. to up until like 8:45 a.m. All of that sell side liquidity was swept before they pushed price higher. So I'm going to show you guys where I went wrong on this trade. And basically the idea, so as you guys see here, we have that bullish level. If you take your PDA levels on this bullish level here and you expand it through the level, you'll see here as price trades inside of it, we're first using it as resistance. And then look at the pattern that it creates. It's an inverse head and shoulders here. And then obviously we have another breaker, not breaker, sorry, bearish SIBI here, which as you guys can see, we traded into it. As soon as we trade above it and we break through it, we find support at its 50% because it becomes an inverse fair value gap. And then this next candle here came once again into it just to retest that area, as well as the order block that found support here. And this becomes a propulsion order block, if I'm not mistaken, which then, as you guys can see, we rallied very, very quickly, creating these highs and then the current highs that I was looking at. And then I'm going to go down to the minute for me to break down exactly where I went wrong and what happened. So we were targeting the highs here of 19,591, and as you guys can see, it was hit. I was looking at this, trying to protect myself as always, and sometimes me going out of my way to protect myself ends up getting me to take a loss. So as you guys can see here, let me see if I can log in for you guys to see where I entered. Right there. So we entered right there and we got stopped out on this candle here when we shifted to break even. And as you guys can see, we manipulated lower inside of this bullish level here, which was the cause for price to rally after. As you guys can see, it was inside of the 25% level of this bullish SIBI as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So as you guys saw, we used it for sell side, created a inverse head and shoulders. Price broke structure here. This is market structure shift right there. And then we have that manipulation lower inside of that bearish fair value gap, which was used as support. And then price trades higher, obviously during London session, and creates sell side liquidity for them to sweep during 9:30 open. And as you guys see, our trade would have panned out if we had our stop loss below the low here. I shifted my stop loss to break even. So again, my mistake was shifting my stop loss. However, I believe my stop loss was already over here inside of this bullish fair value gap. So ideally, if I wanted to stay in this trade, I would have had to risk more than what I was risking, which right here it's saying that from where I entered, which was 19,554.75. Let me put it right here perfectly. Okay, it's already there. So that entry level, I needed to have at least 63 points. So if we do 63 points, the risk for 63 points is $315 to make $750. And as you can see, that would be basically a 2-to-1, a little bit more than a 2-to-1, because that's double the risk that I'm taking. I would make double the risk that I took on this trade. So 9:30 open, well, this happened actually before 9:30 open. So 9:27 we have the price leg that pushes price higher. And then as you guys can see, 9:30 is literally right here. This last bullish candle up that took that sell side, that buy side liquidity, and then we started seeing manipulation here for price to go lower, and then we manipulated lower inside of this area, and then price pushed higher. And the area that I showed you guys is this area here. Let me make sure that this is gonna show on the layout. The blue area is this breaker, low, high, because we tapped that bullish level, lower low, created the breaker, and then what do? We create also a bearish fair value gap here, right there. That was your entry for the buy, and obviously we had that fair value gap, which was used for support here as well as the order block, the breaker block, once again came to tap it, manipulate, to then continue going higher. So as you guys can see, bullish fair value gap gets traded through and then gets used as support again. If we had a 15-minute chart, we would probably be able to see a little bit more about what's going on in here, but I don't pay the subscription for the 15-second chart. 15-second chart, not 15-minute. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the trade that I wanted to break down with you. As you guys can see, this is pretty much like what my trading setup that I'm trying to master. So obviously we had liquidity both ways. When I was looking at the charts, when I opened the charts this morning, I was around this level here, obviously, around 8 a.m. That's when I turned on my computer, and obviously I saw sell side liquidity and was waiting for it to, manipulate lower. But as you guys can see, we would have probably likely gotten stopped out because of this here if we had held it longer than this. But I said, my TP was set here because of FOMC. I didn't want to risk any more than that or leave my trade open for too long. So had my stop loss been at the lows like it was intended to, or like it was supposed to, we probably would have still made this $750 profit. But we're gonna call it for today. I actually have to head to work now. I just wanted to get on the charts to quickly share what went on the markets here and my mistake with this trade. We're probably not gonna trade at 2 o'clock. I'm gonna be at work, so excuse me. So I just don't think that there's a reason for me to trade. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm also trying to just really be in the moment. Trading is gonna be here no matter what, and I really want to, emphasize like really being in the moment, living my life, not like revolving my life every day to just trade. I want to put a balance. I want to put focus into my life. And that is what I'm working on. I feel like when I'm more patient with my trading, when I'm more patient with my setups, even though I'm anxious to trade because I love trading, I love it. I am so addicted to it. It's my passion. It really is. So it's a struggle for me to not trade, but I am teaching myself the discipline to know that there is no rush and that the charts will be here tomorrow. And tomorrow is my birthday, so I really want to, make sure to enjoy it. So if you guys found this insightful, what I have shared with you, give a like to this post. It would help a lot. Share with someone that you think that possibly took a loss today, or one of your friends that took a loss today, or someone, if you guys had a different setup or idea. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you guys thought the market was going to do this morning and what you guys think about the way I analyze this chart and the setup. As you guys can see, I feel like I'm starting to see the patterns easier and easier every single day. And that's what I love about trading. It's just like, you don't know, one day you can just wake up and just be like, have an epiphany in trading. And I love that. I love that it's like a self-improvement game. It's a personal level where I'm focusing on myself in my learning, and I don't have to rely on anyone else. And honestly, that's why I trade. So that's it for me, guys. We'll see what NQ wants to do here. We do have news coming in at 1 o'clock for the Fed interest rate decision. Right now, they are saying that they're forecasting, let's see, 4.5%. So we have to see, is it going to be higher or lower? Depending on that, it'll cause the market to move based on that decision. But well, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Take care, and we'll talk tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna be on the charts, but we'll see. You never know. Maybe I'll get on for like a minute or two. But that's it, and take care.